Welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday, November 13th. But whenever you're watching is perfect. If you feel like you want to fast forward or watch from the beginning, enjoy either way. And let's get this party started. Yeah, let's do it. All right. I don't think that one today, but I'm really liking. Okay, look at that. Hello, hello. Hi, Angie. Hi, Jillian. Hello. Offering free and paid readings. How is everybody? Hi, Toshia. Did I pronounce that right? Hello, beautiful. How are you? If you're just coming in, welcome, welcome. I'm Angelica. I'm going to be doing free and paid readings tonight. And I'm just kind of getting set up, but feel free to, if you're watching live, let me know where you're watching from. Yeah? My name is Angelica. I am in Denver, Colorado. Okay. I feel like Kansas. We got Kansas in the house. We got Ohio. I love it. Thank you for the heart me. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Washington. Nice. Nice. California. Right on. So, as you guys are coming in, welcome, welcome. My name is Angelica. Let me know if you're watching live. Let me know where you're watching from. And also, I'm offering free and paid readings tonight. Who would like a free reading? Yeah? So just a little bit about me and my readings. So I tend to really very intimately connect to someone's their internal world. So a lot of times, even when you ask certain questions, I'm usually going to be how do you describe it? I'm usually going to tune into your inner world and see whatever pops up is whatever pops up. Yeah. Ohio, Massachusetts. And so I am someone who really is deeply connected to your internal world or other people's internal world. So if you would like a free reading, that's great. If you like a free reading, go ahead and just comment with your name and a question. Right? I don't do pregnancy or fertility readings, and these readings are going to be short. I'm also going to offer, let's put this on the thing, one card pulls. Yeah? So if you'd like me to just draw a card for you, then I think you can read that. One card pull. Yeah? So as far as the questions, get creative. Get creative. It can be love, health, career, like the huge, or it can be like about your spiritual journey. It can be about your internal journey. It could be about your healing journey. If you're a starseed or you're sensitive or you're a light worker, feel free to ask something that might have been on your mind. Ooh, okay. So Seattle, I love it. I see you, Toshia. So Toshia, you're asking, will me and my husband be getting out of my dad's house soon? Okay, let's see what comes up for you. So Toshia, thank you for the question. I'm just going to connect to your field. Okay, and then, okay, hubby, okay, all right, I see that. So I'm hearing like, what's the plan? Do you have a plan? I'm hearing the plan. One second, the plan. What about the plan? So your guides are coming in and talking about a plan. So I don't know if you have one or if you have been meaning to make one, but there's something about needing to have like a plan and very practical steps to take each step of the way so that you know where you're at. And your guide, one of your guides is coming in and being very strong about this. Like, you need to have a plan, very practical steps of, and also not needing to rush the process, because this whole thing about like right here is worse, you know, where we are at in your dad's house is worse, and then all of a sudden on your you know, in that desired reality is better. So just rejecting the present moment and rejecting where you are currently, you know, be very cautious or careful or aware about where you're rejecting, like where you're at right now. Where you're at right now is where you need to be. However, they're like plan. You need a plan with steps. Okay. And I'm going to leave that there, but thank you, Toshia. I hope that helps. It does. Yeah. You getting, okay. One more thing, Toshia. Your plan and how well you execute is going to determine how the process of getting into your own place. Does that make sense? So it's going to depend on you and your plan. So if you already have a plan, that's great. If you don't, I would get one in place. Do you do, oh yes, I do spiritual. Typically those are going to be on my paid services, love, Jenica. Hi Jillian, how are you? Oh, whoa, let me scroll through some of these comments. I'm quite... Okay, there are 7 of us living there. Yeah, okay, gotcha. So, good evening. If you are looking for a reading, I'm your girl. My name is Angelica, and I'm offering free and paid readings. So the way you just do a reading is, I'm scrolling through the messages now, but here is how you get a free reading. So just comment with your name and a question. Be creative. I'm kind of tired of doing love readings because Spirit's like, it's time to just focus on you. But you know, whatever question you got. No pregnancy or fertility readings. If you'd like a 1-card pool, I can do that too. But take note that the free readings are short, okay? If you would like, and while I'm scrolling through the questions, if you'd like a paid service, here are all my paid services, right? So I have in-depth readings, quantum healing, mediumship, multidimensional mediumship, light language activations, healing readings, etc. And if you do want a paid service, or you're intrigued about a paid service and you don't know what it is, you can ask a question. And if you do want a paid service, all the links to donate are in my profile. And if you do donate, let me know in the comments once you donated so you can have your reading. So let me go through the comments. Please continue to put your questions in the box. Angelina, thank you for sharing the live. Virginia, can you be a little bit more specific? I know you're asking about like if your kids are going to talk to you, but can you be a little bit more specific? I need a little bit more context for that. Okay, thank you. That'd be great. Thank you for the roses, Derek. Ooh, interesting. I like this question. Jillian, is my apartment haunted? Okay, so let's just check in. 1 second. Okay, so Jillian, I'm going to connect to your... So let me just check in, and I'm going to see, is the... One moment. My cats are going crazy in the other room. It doesn't quite feel like it's haunted. I think there's a vortex or a portal that might be open near you. If you're living in an apartment, it kind of feels like someone else, you know, in another apartment, maybe previously living or currently living, not sure. I'm not going to tune in that deep. It feels like someone opened a portal in your apartment complex, maybe either knowingly or unknowingly. I don't know. I'm not going to tune into that. But that's what it feels like. And it feels like, you know, people who are if you're sensitive, you're sensitive. So if you're sensitive, you might, feels like you know, people who are sensitive and have a lot of light, they're attracted to that. So it just feels like there's a portal that's got some not greatest intentions, but it's a little bit of a mixed bag. Okay, that's what I'm just gonna disconnect from that right away, so I'm not bringing anything. Okay, so Carla, one card. Okay, so I'm just gonna one card pull. Carla, this is for you, my dear. Ether, the seamless, unspeakable, and that's got codes in it. Look at that, all those codes. Ether. So very interesting. Space. So to me, that says give yourself some space, but like space within and without. So that's your card, Carla. Okay, so Donna, when you say what's next, can you give me a little bit more context with that? Because that would be great. I keep in mind that you already have context to your own life, and you probably already got a story going. And if you don't give me context on the story you got going, or like more context to the story, I can't tune in for you. Samantha, card pool. Okay, so let's do it. I'm feeling a different deck for you. I'm gonna do the tarot card for you, Samantha. So I'm gonna pull for you, Samantha. Samantha, okay, got you. Two. Oh, did I? Okay, just making sure. Thank you for the follows and the likes. Feel free to please like and share out the live. Who is it? Samantha. Manifest your dreams. So that's a really great card. Leveling up, big developments, travel for love, work, pleasure. Take what resonates. So 3 of Wands in upright. So manifest your dreams. Yeah. So it sounds like there's some really great manifestation energy around you, and like, what are you focusing on right now? Because your focus is everything. So, yeah, it sounds like it, Jillian. Kim. Okay, I get you, Virginia. Kim, I see you. Let me know if you're here, still here, Kim. Virginia, they blocked me and I haven't spoken in years. I'm sorry to hear that, my dear. So just kind of lightly tuning into this. Who am I? Okay, Virginia. I want to make sure I have the name right. Virginia, it feels like the moment I kind of tune into an empath, these relationships, it just feels like they got a lot going on, and they're in a phase of their life. Well, let's see. Let's put it this way, very simply. They got some things to work out for themselves before deciding that they want to heal or reconcile or forgive, etc., etc., and that they want to take those walls down. And right now just doesn't feel like that's where they are, but that doesn't mean that, you know, they can't decide that sometime, you know, like they can't change their minds sooner rather than later. But that's what I'm feeling right now. They just got some things to work out, my dear. I hope that helps. I'm sending you all the love, Virginia. I know that can be hard. I don't have kids, but I mean, I can imagine like that is hard. Oh yeah. So yeah, Jillian, I just, it feels like it has a portal, girl. It's a portal. Oh, so Jim, you had a kind of a similar question. I like that name, by the way, Jim and the holograms. Martina, why do you want him to text? Why do you want to know? Like, I need to know the context of why you're asking. Rena, was my nephew's death an accident? Let me see if I can actually pull that information. Sometimes with deaths, things get a little fuzzy. So let me check in with you. Okay, the thing that I get immediately with this, when I tune into you and I tune into your nephew, I do get foul play. That's the word that I hear, or the phrase that I hear. I hear foul play. So I would say no, that's what I get. And if you're asking, I feel like you already have a gut feeling or an instinctual, like intuitive feeling that it wasn't. I would trust that. Sending you all of the love and sending your nephew all of the love on the other side. Jillian, you can create a boundary and a border for these things and entities and beings to not enter, but it's a little bit more, thank you. It feels like a little bit more advanced. So you might want to have someone come in or look into creating like boundaries and borders that like certain spirits can't cross over. But really, if you just kind of work on your own space and clearing it out, you should be good, because you have the power over your reality, and you have power over your space. So, you know, those are just some thoughts. I would definitely be like, we clearing out the things, we doing the things, we're doing all the things. Hi, Britt. My name is Angelica. But I'm sure that was just a typo. I hope you had a great one, 11/11 too. Derek, so you're asking for a card pull. 1 second. Okay, I'm just checking in to see what card deck. I'm going to pull from the tarot, or one of the tarot decks that I have. Because they give, oh, hold on 1 second. Oh, okay. There you go. You got the Hangman. So a new perspective. Do you see that? Surrender, aha moment, perspective. This feels like a new perspective for you, Derek. It's time to switch your perspective. This old perspective isn't working. It's too connected to the old paradigm, fear, all of the kind of, I would say, BS. And the things that kind of hold us back, keep us from expanding, keep us from loving unconditionally, etc., etc. So like, feels like it's time to change your perspective. It's time to switch to a new perspective. And if you've been feeling like, here's how I feel it. It feels like for you that there's been this new kind of idea of like, do I actually believe this? Or like questioning this old way of thinking. So this is your validation that it's time for a new perspective, and it's going to actually do you more good and benefit you in a lot of ways rather than not. Oh, thank you, Rena. I appreciate that. Thank you for the follow. Who was that? Andrea, thank you for the follow. I'm slowly getting through all of these, all of the things here. Once, Veronica, thank you for the heart me and thank you for the follow. Oh, Samantha, thank you. I love that little thing. Look at that. I love it. It's so cute. Danielle, this is a beautiful, oh, thank you. I love that. Thank you, Samantha. Danielle, this is a really great question, and I'm going to handle this with care, but please be warned, I'm going to be very blunt, okay? Why doesn't my ex love me as much as I love him? There's an imbalance in power dynamics, and some of your most core wounds have coded up imbalance in power dynamics. So it feels like this is not a, this is more of a pattern for you. Yeah. So you might find in a lot of relationships, other people might kind of hold the power, or you feel like you love them more. And here's the other thing, girl. You're worthy of so much more. You're worthy of someone that does truly love you. And at the core, there's a core wound there also of I'm unworthy. And so when we have that wound, we might program ourselves or even have inherited programming that says I'm unworthy and I'll take what I can get. Yeah. And so this can be really, really heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, but this is there for you, girl, so that you can remember that you bring so much to the table and you deserve more. You deserve better. And it's time to value yourself and esteem yourself in a much gentler and kind light. Yeah. So that's the core of it, because you have this wound that's attracting these people. And until we release these things, we're going to keep attracting those types of relationships. Sure, Britt. So I'm gonna pull one from you from the what deck is this? This is the Izzy Ivy deck. This is Remembering Lemuria or whatever Lemuria. What is it? Yeah. Oh, Beyond Lemuria. It's that deck. That's the one I'm pulling from. So Britt, nice to have you on. Thank you again for being here. Just gonna shuffle. Radical expansion. This is a choice. I'm hearing very, 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 very clearly. This is a choice. Radical expansion, right? This is a choice. Are you going to choose to expand? Or are you going to choose are you going to choose to sink in fear? This holds your dreams, your dream life, all of the things of like your wildest dreams, all of those aspects feels like this card holds, and it's very, very possible to very quickly manifest these either pieces of them or the whole picture, depending on how long you have been working towards this or not. But it just feels like a choice. Are you going to face everything and rise, or are you going to, what's the other, face everything and rise, or what's the other thing for fear? False evidence appearing real. Are you going to like buy into that notion? So that's your card, my dear. Brenda Steiner. I'm going to pull a tarot card for you. It's time to release pain in the suffering. Resist an inevitable end. So this is old stuff coming up, and it's time to release. Right away I get the heart. Feels like old, let's see. Okay, it's old heartbreak, old heartache, heartbreak. Okay, I'm going to be very, very specific because one of your guides is like, you need to say both of them for whatever reason. It's time to let the past be in the past. And it's time to let go of the past. And that means you don't need to let go of like the lesson. We need the lesson. You just want to let go of the pain, right? Release pain. You just want to let go of the pain. So, any kind of charged emotions, yeah, or beliefs. But it's time to release that shit, girl, because it's not serving you anymore. Yes, Danielle, you can. Okay, so Danielle, this is for Danielle Renee, just to be very clear. And if I pull a card and it resonates, take it, you know? That's how spirit works. So Danielle, Four of Swords. So going within. It is time to get silent, girl. It's time to get silent and take a break. So I'm hearing like social media. If you scroll on social media a lot, it feels like scale back. Is she meditating? So I see this and translate this as going into meditation, getting still, because it feels like there's a vision or an inspiration that wants to come in for you, like a download or inspiration of some kind, but you need to be in a receptive and open state first, okay? And also rest. Rest feels like, girl, you work too much, you need to rest. Okay, so let me scroll through the comments a little bit more. Oh, thank you, Britt, for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Thank you for subscribing to me or my TikTok. That's great. I love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One second. There's a lot of Samanthas on here. Samantha, didn't I just pull a card for you, or was that a different Samantha? I gotta keep myself in check because people like do all the things. Okay, so let me just stop. And so go ahead and keep putting your questions in the comments, and I'm just going to, for those who have done the thing, or for those who are new, my name is Angelica, and I'm offering free and paid readings tonight. So the free readings, yeah, the free readings are, and we can also do one card pool, right? These are going to be short readings. Just comment with your name and a question, or if you want a card pool, you can do that. Be creative with your questions. I'm frankly a little, I get a little annoyed at, well, not annoyed, but it just becomes redundant of everybody asking about the same thing all the time. Although, I mean, hey, if it's there, right? But I don't do pregnancy or fertility. And go ahead and put those things in the comments. It can be love, health, career, etc. It can be a question, yes or no. It could be about your spiritual journey, about all kinds of different things, right? Be creative. As for my paid services, oh, lost a card there. As for my paid services, those are my paid services, right? So an in-depth reading, quantum healing, mediumship, and that's multi-dimensional mediumship. Light language activation, healing reading. If you have questions, please let me know. No need to hesitate. Oh, so not the Samantha. Okay, so you want a card. Okay, I will pick a card for you, Samantha. And all of my paid services, all the links to donate, like Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, those links are all in my link. And let me know in the comments if you do pay, because all of my people who pay or donate for a reading or service, you guys go first, yeah? But Samantha Joe, I'm going to, this is for you. Wait, is that for this? These cards are thick. Actually, it came in like this. This is the air card. So it's a paradigm shift. So paradigm shift is, it's, so if you have, let's see, it almost kind of feels like maybe a spiritual awakening, but this could also be like a loss of a job, a loss of a partnership or a relationship, or different things like that, or beginning of a new, like, so a whole new paradigm shift. But it feels like it's like putting you on your head. It's like turning your world upside down, which is what a paradigm shift does, until you can reorient. So the main message here for you, Samantha Joe, is give yourself some time to reorient, because It's time to reorient and be grounded. Thank you, Nancy, for the rose. It's time to be grounded in that air element. But it feels like right now your mind is all over the place, all kind of going all crazy. But it's time to reorient. So give yourself some time and space to reorient from this new paradigm shift. Okay? MSA. So Miranda, girl, it's always within you to be happy. So it feels like, let me see, Miranda. There's some old stuff coming up for you. And it feels like, what is this? Is like a little bit of mistaken identity. You're like, oh, I've lost happiness. No, it's actually this other stuff that's coming up that needs to be released. So I don't know if you're on a healing journey or have been like spiritual journey, like doing, I don't know what's going on there or where you're at with all of that. Again, this reminds me of the release pain card that we had just a few readings back, but it's time to release this. Because the way that it feels like the way that it's being perceived by you is like it's blocking happiness, but that's actually total bullshit, because you can be happy right here and right now, while also validating and feeling other emotions like depression or feeling sad, etc. So there's a lot to unpack there, Miranda. And so if you want something more in depth, then I invite you to do, a more in-depth reading. But that's what I'm feeling. It just feels like a mistaken identity. There's a lot there that you're experiencing and is like the cause of why you're feeling like less happy. There's a lot of disconnection. There's a lot of different things. No, Samantha Joe, that was for you. You asked for a question, or you asked for a card, right? Oh, thank you, Little Hawk. I appreciate that. Nice to see you again. Thank you, Nancy, for the rose. Oh, so Barbara, this is a great question. Will my home sell within the next 3 months so we can move out of state? So, does everybody know what a prediction is? So when you make predictions, you know that they can go sideways. And when you predict something, it can always shift the energy. So just in case you don't know, but let me just tap in to see what possible timelines there are for you, Barbara, as far as your house. Okay, is this within... The timeline that I feel right now is the strongest is just outside of 3 months. It almost feels closer to 4 months. That feels like the most possible timeline, or the most, I guess the strongest timeline in your field as of this moment. That can always shift depending on your mood, your state of being. But that's the main one that I see. So I do see it selling, but it doesn't feel like it meets that. Okay, 1 second. It feels like it doesn't quite meet that deadline, if it is a deadline for you. But like, feel into the alignment. There's something else coming through here about the alignment. And if a deal doesn't feel right, or it feels like something's off with it, wait for a better offer. Or the offer. Yeah, as far as a house, selling a house. Yeah, that sounds right. As far as like home lingo, that stuff, it's concerned. But it feels like it might extend beyond that 3 months. So that's what I'm getting. And that's what I'm going to leave you with. So I hope that helps. Thank you for allowing me to do the things. And let me just scroll through some of these comments. There's a lot of comments here. So yeah. I got you, Nancy. Yeah, I get that. Card. Okay, so Veronica, I'm going to pull a card for you. Hopefully you're still here. Veronica. Two. Ooh, there's all of the things. One more. And thank you for the rose, to Veronica. What are my prices again? 1 second, Samantha. So, Veronica, your card is Awakened Awareness. And it feels like, this feels like a deepening of, I keep getting spiritual awakening. So I don't know if you're already like on that journey, but it feels like a deepening of like your awareness. You're like, awareness within the world and what that means to you. Wait, what? Okay, I'm just gonna say it like they say it. Yeah. I said it right. You are experiencing a deepening of, there's some of the self stuff, but it feels more like externally. What this card is kind of beckoning and inviting you forward into is self-awareness, yeah? So knowing thyself. So that's what the medicine is for you. And if you're on that journey already, then that's just validation of what you're already doing, my dear. So I hope that helps. Oh, you just did a Venmo? Okay, 1 second. And Samantha, Joe, yeah, you sure did. Sarah, I got you. Was there anybody else that donated for a reading or anything else? I know, Samantha, you were asking about my prices again for like paid services. So my paid services, there's my paid services. Yeah, that's why you gotta go bye. Okay, so those are my paid services. If anybody has questions, don't hesitate, yeah? And hold on 1 second. And if you're going to insult me, at least spell your words right. Wah, wah. Okay, so Sarah, do you paid for a reading, right? So what is do you have intentions? Do you have a question? Let me know. And we will get to that reading. Oh, Alyssa. So it sounds like this was an angel. This was a guardian angel. Alyssa asked, who intervened for me on the overpass the other day? That was an angel. It feels like a timeline shift. It feels like they took you from one timeline to another. Because it wasn't the day. That wasn't the day for you. You got more things to, you got a bigger purpose here, my dear. You're meant to work with light workers. I don't know if you do social work or, I don't know why I'm hearing that come through. Social work or working one-on-one with people, working like in person with people. You're meant to, yeah, it wasn't your time to go out. Okay, so, and I'm just looking for Sarah. Okay, got you, Samantha, for a reading. So same question to you, both Samantha and Sarah, let me know, like, do you have a question? Are you open to spirit? How can I be of service to you today? Coley, can you be more specific? You're welcome, Alyssa. Should I leave? Like, I don't know what that means. Specific context. I need something to actually, to get in there. You put the question, so one second, let me see. Okay, I got you, Sarah. I got you. Okay. No worries, I got you. Okay, so I'm going to just tune into your field, and then I'm gonna empath whatever comes through for that. Sarah, okay, there you are. This person, okay, I see that. This relationship. So this feels like it's all going to be validation for you. This is what I get, like, tuning into your guides. It's like she already knows, but this is validation for you. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Yeah. So, oh, very interesting. Very interesting. So there are some people-pleasing patterns on this person's end that's part of why they're trying to make it work. Not all of it, right? So, you know, take it within the context that I mean it. It's not the whole thing, but there are some people-pleaser things mixed in with genuinely want to do the thing. Let me tune into... The timing feels just a little bit off. Like, have you ever heard, I don't know who is like sound engineer. I have a friend who's a sound engineer, so I'm kind of familiar with, you know, like when things feel a little off, the timing is a bit off. However, and I'm going to say something you probably don't want to hear, but it feels like it's validation. It feels like leaving this for just like continuing to focus on you, because it feels like he's not ready. This person's not ready. And that, above all else, needs to be the priority. At least if you want to align in the sense of like unconditional love, realizing this person needs like time to figure stuff out, process certain things, and really focus kind of on themselves. So I personally wouldn't force it, but that gets to be on you. That gets to be your choice. But I will say, like, it feels like just timing's off. There's so many other, let's see. There's so many other things that need to be tended to personally for both of you first. And then maybe revisit. However, if this is just what comes through for me, you get to decide how to proceed, how to move forward. Does that answer your question? Let me scroll through the comments. Samantha, Joe, can you just narrow that into one question? Oh, okay. Okay, one second. Just want to make sure I swipe these so that I have all of the things. Okay. Lally, it doesn't matter. What matters is awareness of, like, no, it is, some things it's almost like the phrase comes to mind of curiosity killed the cat. There's a reason it killed the cat. That's what I hear for you. Some things just aren't worth delving into, my dear, and that feels like something that I wouldn't fuck with. I would just clear my space, do the things. I wouldn't even go there. But choice. You get to do what you choose. That's what I feel. I wouldn't be fucking with it though. I'm like, nope. I don't care. Dale, one question, please. And I'm just looking for you, Sarah, to see if I answered your question. Okay, I'm definitely trying not to force. We have revisited our Sitch a couple of times, just not sure. Yeah, it just feels like, so one of the biggest things I find when I read for people is that I find a lot of us, because we have been programmed to go, 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 or try to force things to happen, or try to make things happen, and then like there's this subtle like forcing, that we have forgotten the very important element of timing. And the timing just feels like ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. It's not like bum, bum, bum. Does that make sense? So it feels like ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. It feels like a, almost like a, kind of like that. So that's how the timing feels to me, and that's what I'm relaying to you. So the timing feels off. It doesn't feel like you're quite in sync yet. He definitely has some work to do on him, and so do you. But again, I don't really, let me just see. Okay, so I feel like I'm being reprimanded by your guides, but it's not me, it's kind of towards you. But they're not like shaming you or anything like that. It's more like, it's just not time. So it's kind of like going into acceptance. Like, it's not time, focus on you. Because you're asking how long, how long, how long, how long. You keep asking this, and it's just going to prolong the moment rather than enjoying the moment you're in, loving the moment you're in. Does that make sense? So instead of asking how long, ask what is along the lines of self-love. What do I need? So, Sarah, I had to make sure. Sarah, what do you need right now? What do you need to focus on? It just feels like deeper stuff in there for you. So I'm going to give you an example. 1 second. There's previous grief, or there's grief you're still holding in your heart from previous relationships, from previous heartbreaks, that will still push or try to create certain like arguments, even if they're like kind of stupid and small. It feels like this, the heart still hasn't recovered, so it still has like a wall up. So if there was like something that you might take offense to or like get defensive at, you're like, put the wall up, and that would be a big issue in a relationship. So do you understand now why it's not about how long, it's more about like, what does Sarah need? Yeah? What does Sarah need? Sarah, you get to decide what you choose. But I will say that there is you're being called into deeper self-awareness, my dear. And this isn't about becoming like a better person. Like, you're a great person. It's not about that. It's not about becoming better or anything like that. You're not fucking broken. It's more about the self-awareness that will come in, that's going to make you an even better partner because of it. Does that make sense? So what does Sarah need? Sarah needs to release the wounds of the past, because those walls are going to keep people out. And that's part of, they're bringing me back, that's part of why the timing isn't syncing the way you want it to. Yeah. You're welcome, Sarah. I hope that makes sense. But that's what I feel for you. It feels like timing isn't right. It gets to be your choice. But like, I would bring your awareness to you of like, what are Sarah's needs? Because Sarah has needs that she's not meeting. What I'm hearing is spiritual needs and emotional needs that you're not meeting yourself. So mental needs seem to be pretty good. Physical needs, fair, kind of so-so, but I'm getting like a big spiritual, like your spiritual needs. So your spiritual awareness, getting your spiritual game up, whatever that means. And then emotional, the grief in the heart is just one of the things that I can sense that is creating walls, and that's going to keep, it's going to keep relationships at bay until you shift, until you become aware of what's going on and shift it and choose to shift it consciously. I hope that makes sense. I don't even know if she's still here. I'm still scrolling through them. Okay, so makes sense. Okay. All right. All right, Sarah, I love you. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. But let it kind of sink in. But it does, you know, Sarah, you have needs that need to, like, you know, and just think in the realm of mental, emotional, like, you know, comforting yourself, like when you feel sad, comforting yourself when you feel mad or angry, that kind of stuff. And also it's spiritual, you know, energetic hygiene, knowing your energetic, you know, being able to tend to your energetic space, stuff like that. But spiritually, it feels like there is a disconnect. Yeah, there's a little bit of it. Not that, because you're fully connected, you can never not be connected, but you're creating the experience of being disconnected. Okay, so like, just let me be that clear with that. I'm never going to be like, you're not, just, but it's the feeling of being disconnected. It's that sense and that experience. Yeah. So Miranda, I'm not sure what you're donating for. But if you need me to put the prices up on the screen again, I will do that. Or I can just send it back. I could send your donation back. Let me know. Oh, thank you. You just made a small donation. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that, though. I just want to make sure that I'm just making sure of all of the things. Samantha, you're next. So Samantha, you paid for a reading. I got you. I need you to, so you got 3 things going on. What is one thing that you'd like me to focus on most, Samantha? Because you got 3 things going on. Let's focus on just like one question that really sticks out to you, that you're like, I want to know this. Let's tune into this. And that actually might, you know, that might actually give you more bang for your buck, so to speak, more information. Emotional for sure. Yeah. Yeah, girl, it's time for you to be gentle with yourself, Sarah. Because it feels like I get the whole like inner critic bashing. And then like you just take it. But like, why are you taking your own abuse? It's internalized abuse is what it is. You've internalized that inner critic and, you know, being harsh with yourself, being, yeah, just harsh with yourself. So I'm still getting through the comments. I do see, how do I get a reading? So, great question. While I wait for Samantha to refine her search or her question, thank you for the roses. How do you get a reading? So, free readings. Comment with your name and a question. It could be yes or no. You can ask for spiritual guidance, etc., etc., etc. It can be like the normal ones: relationship, love, career, blah, blah, blah. Be creative. I like those questions a lot more, to be honest. I don't do pregnancy. I don't, these readings are going to be short. They're free readings, right? And, or you can ask for a 1-card pool. Yeah. We just added that one tonight because why not? And let me see. No, I'm not going to do that. So paid services, those are my paid services. So if you would like something a little bit more in depth, or if you're even called to something and you don't know what it is, feel free to ask, but these are all of my paid services and stuff. This is mediumship and multidimensional mediumship. That's the MD, okay? And then all of the links to donate are in my profile. And let me know if you donate, because you actually, all of my people that go first, or that pay go first. Thank you for the Rose Paradise. I'm still looking for also relationships. So you're asking if can you be a little bit more specific? Can you say the whole thing? So you were asking, because it's a lot of scrolling to go back through. So Samantha, what I'm understanding is you want me to read the relationship you're in right now, or you want me to tell you if it's the person? Because like, there's a lot of different ways to explain that, like, if somebody's in your life, it's your person. Let me know. But you said relationship. No problem at all, Miranda. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't donating for like an actual, like a reading. You were just like donating. I really appreciate that. Oh, okay. Got you. I totally got you. Hi, Terenia. So the relationship. Okay, so I'm going to connect to you, Samantha, and then I'll just empath and bring in what I feel, sense, see. Okay, there we are. Yeah, I definitely get a lot of frustration with this. There's a word there that I can't quite put my finger on, but it's kind of along the lines of like feeling just very annoyed, frustrated, don't know the other word, annoyed, frustrated with like the situation, and just a lot of frustration going back and forth. So what I'm also hearing, there's a lot of transference of emotion. And so there's also, okay, I don't typically get information like this, but what I'm hearing is that there's a codependent pattern there, that is the transference of like, if I'm pissed and then it goes to you and then it comes back to me, and then now I'm pissed and now it transfers to you and now you're pissed, and it's kind of like this transference of emotions that's being kind of facilitated, if you will, from this like kind of codependent, there's that codependent pattern there of needing someone else to be okay or even not okay, if you're not okay. So I'm getting that. So there's a lot of frustration. I get a lot of like annoyance, a lot of feeling that, yeah, frustration with another person. So we're going to move beyond that. So one moment while I translate the information that's coming through. So I'm kind of, it kind of feels like you're on one level and your partner is on another level. And that can make for a lot of like missing the page, like not being on the same page. So it feels like you miss, like you're on one page, your partner's on another page, and you'd never, it's not that you never quite meet, but like the little annoyances, these other things, there's a lot of internal shadow stuff coming out and you guys aren't quite meeting. So that's kind of what's at the root of, you know, never quite feeling like you're clicked in with each other or synced in with each other, or feeling like we're just button heads. Okay, so I'm gonna listen to your guides again. So basically here, both parties, in order for this to work, both parties need to be doing their own internal work. You need to do the work, the internal work, right? So whatever that is, shadow work, belief work, etc., whatever work it is, that internal work of awareness and being willing to, here's a big one, you got to be able to, both parties, all parties involved need to be able to take responsibility and accountability for their actions, their attitudes, what they said or did when they were in a certain emotion or certain state of being. Because it feels like that is, I think lack of accountability is also causing some trust issues to be triggered. But make no mistake, these trust issues, this is for you, trust issues, have been there since you were a child, because this is something that you inherited from your ancestors. Feels like father's side, feels like more masculine, feels like it comes down the father side of having trust issues. And so this is part of what I mean when like being able to be accountable for when you were in a certain state, maybe triggered, right? Activated, whatever you want to, like, I'm pissed, I'm feeling triggered or whatever, and I'm accusing you of this and this and this, or I'm just taking out my bad mood or my suspicions or my whatever on you and not taking accountability for that. So I like the term radical responsibility, taking responsibility for our actions, our words, our things. But I'm hearing responsibility and taking accountability for one's actions is a big feather ruffler. It's gonna ruffle the feathers. It's gonna do the triggers. It's gonna do all the things. But so you need to be doing the work to you need to be doing the work on this. However, this gets to be your choice. You don't have to do any work. You're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. But this is just if you want your relationships to be more on the level, is the phrase that I'm hearing. Like you want it to be on the level. I'm not sure if that resonates with you or if that means something to you, but I'm hearing on the level. If you want it to be on the level, you need to be taking more responsibility for your actions, your words, especially when you feel triggered or angry for no reason, or feeling like you can't control yourself, your emotions, your actions, etc. But that, and also at the same time, same thing on the other end. They need to be able to take accountability for their actions, etc. The same thing I said for you. So you guys are mirroring each other. You're mirroring each other's wounds. And that's why it's a very, very difficult time, because all of the shadow is coming up right now. So here's the thing. That's great. You said, right in the dot, that's exactly what's going on. I've stayed calm and never fought back. So here's the thing, what's going on. Let me see if I can do this in a way that, if I lose you, just let me know. So you're trying to encourage him. However, and I get that, we want, when we're in relationship with each other, we want to encourage each other, support each other. I totally get that. There is an underlying thing, because you are an empath, my dear. You are sensitive, and part of you is looking for others to be okay, and you need others to be okay. This part of you, this empathic part of you, needs to check on others in order to have your kind of your own nervous system, and your kind of to check your own anxiety and to keep your nervous system kind of in check. However, that's not what this person needs. That's not what he needs. He has to actually come to a place where he's choosing it. And then not just choosing it, but taking up or following up with action. I'm not sure if he's in that space, because it feels like when you try to encourage him, it's activating the part of him that's going to rebel against you no matter what. Even if consciously he's like, oh yeah, you're right, you make an important point, but one of his parts, it feels like his inner child is like, I'm not doing that. The way you just spoke to me, this and that, I'm not going to do that, because it activates his mama trauma, trauma from his mother's side, something that he inherited from his mother's side. Yeah. So you guys have got a dynamic going on, doing the things, and so that's why I'm saying it has to be up to both of you to want to do the work, to show up, to choose it, but to also take action on doing it, because action is your highest form of communication. It's the communication that speaks in this realm, because we're physical beings. Yeah. So the way this is going to work out, if both of you want it to work out, you both have to make a choice, a very distinct choice of like, this is what I'm choosing, and now I'm going to follow it up with action, or figure out what my next action is, but it needs to be followed up with action. Otherwise, you're just saying words. Okay? Let me just check to see if there's anything else. Yeah, I'm just getting like, it's really up to you and what you choose. And this is about stepping into your power and realizing like, I have a choice. I, Samantha, have a choice in this. And so does my partner. I'm choosing this. Okay, let's sit down and have a talk. I choose this. I, Samantha, am choosing this. I would like to do this, this, and this. What say you? Talking to your partner, right? And having that conversation Are you both willing to do the work? That's the question. That's the deeper question. Let me see. Does that make sense? But let me say, you deserve the absolute best. And I'm not saying that this person isn't the absolute best or couldn't be potentially that person. I will say, I'm hearing to say is that a lot of us who are sensitive, or it's not even sensitive, sometimes we have this dream in our head or this perfect vision or person in our mind, and what we do is we project that fantasy onto someone that's a human, and we're not realizing that we've overlaid our fantasy over them, and we're actually caught up in our own expectations of like, and we're like expecting them to be this perfect person, but that's a lot of pressure to put on one person. They get to choose, they get to show up as a human, and they get to choose how to show up in that relationship or not. The thing for you is that you deserve the very best. It's just that there's parts of you, my dear, that don't feel that they deserve the best, that they're just hanging on for what they can get. Does that make sense? And I don't mean that to sound judgmental, but like that's kind of how it comes up. So I'm just gonna say it like it comes up. And we all have parts like this. It's like we get so desperate for love, and these parts, these inner child parts and these other parts of us, they just want all of the things, but they're operating from old instructions, from lack of trust, from not feeling good enough or worthy enough or belong, or all of the things. So let me see if there's any other. Okay, so I don't see you anymore, Samantha. But I just want to check in with you to see if like that makes sense. If there's anything else, not like necessarily a question, but if you kind of understand. Okay, Samantha, last thing. What's really being highlighted here is your worth. How much do you feel you're worthy? Because there's part of you that's not standing up for your worth and the fact that you deserve someone. Like if you're going to be committed and go all in, you also deserve someone to match that frequency and not pussyfoot around or like beat around the bush. You deserve someone to like show up to you in the way that, not necessarily that you expect, but like as someone who knows their value and stands in it. From that place, then you will attract. It really depends on your choice. But from that place, you will attract either a version of your current person that's going to show the fuck up, or maybe that, it can also do the things. It can also fall apart and attract someone that does. But like, just knowing that like worth, there's parts that don't feel quite worthy, and are like kind of hiding out from like standing up for yourself. But that's what I'm hearing. Yeah, I totally get that. I was single 3.5 years, all alone, till him, and thought he was my forever. Yeah, I totally get that. And that whole thing of like having that forever person, it's a good idea in theory. However, what a lot of people don't understand is that there's wounded parts of us that create this perfect version in order to almost kind of have this perfect thing that I can never attain. And so we can keep ourselves from that perfect thing we can never attain in order to avoid heartbreak, in order to avoid loss, in order to avoid grief, or losing that relationship, or losing love. So there's a lot of things here at play, a lot of patterns here. So it feels like there's also that. But really, you guys both have to be on the same page about you guys both have to be on the same page when it comes to, are we both in it to work on it or not? Because relationships are work. Yeah, drinking problem. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. So that's those are all signs that actually those are all symptoms like drinking, not just drinking problem, but like addiction. Very clear symptoms of unresolved trauma, unresolved wounds, emotional baggage, stuff that we're trying to numb out, and things that we're trying to avoid feeling. Yeah. And if he's still fighting his childhood, that says lots of unresolved stuff, a lot of unresolved emotions, because those stick with us and they will run the show. If we're not aware, they run the show for sure. So my dear, I'm going to leave that there. I would get really clear on what you want from a relationship. and you know, ask your partner what they want. Where do they align, and see if they align. You're welcome, Samantha. Thank you for allowing me to read for you, and thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it. Okay, my dears. So let's do some more. Who else would like a free reading or a paid reading? But we can get back into the free readings. Let me get some. Oh, thank you. Who sent that? Little Hawk, thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Let me get some tea here. So let's do this again. So let's do the thing. So free readings. If you would like a free reading, comment with your name and a question. So this could be spiritual, you know, spiritual. It could be, you know, it could be all things. I love it when people are creative or they have like a question that's way out of left field. But it could be love, health, career, etc. Right? All of the normie questions. You can be open to spirit. We can also do a 1-card pool. We just added that tonight because we're just going to do the things, right? I don't do pregnancy readings, and these readings, the free readings, are going to be short and concise. Yeah. So feel free to fill the chat box. It's not a chat box. It's the comments. I get it, but I'm going to call it a chat box sometimes. Feel free to fill that with your readings or your questions. That'd be great. Feel free to like the live, share it out. Yes, you may, Jillian. And then as far as, let me get through the thing and I'll do the things, right? And as for paid services, if you're curious, these are my paid services. If you have questions about my paid services, let me know. And I or someone who might know will get to your question. But these are all my paid services: in-depth reading, quantum healing, mediumship, multidimensional mediumship, light language activation, healing readings. And thank you, Regina, for that beautiful rose. I love it. But yeah, those are my paid services. Here's the spiel. All the links to donate are my profile, right? Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. And then if you do donate, let me know in the comments you donated, smiley face. Because if you pay for a reading or some other service, you gotta get your you gotta get your shit. So yeah. Thank you for putting those. Regina, can I ask why? Like, why do you care? I'm just gonna start asking people why. Brittany, I'm not sure what you mean. Even though I'm using my psychic abilities, I don't know the things. So you got to give me context. I'm going to be as polite as I can, but ooh, Rhonda, energy check. So what are you checking for, my dear? Let me know. What are you wanting to know? If there's blocks? What kind of energy check? Can you give me a little bit of context? So Jillian, are you looking for a card or a message from your spirit guides? let me know. Oh, Terenia, one question, please, my dear. So for the free readings, not all the questions, just one question, please, 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 because it's, you know, I don't know who Ash Trevino is. Are you saying that I do? I don't know who this is. Who is this person? I look like me is what I look like. Just to set the record straight, you know, like, I don't know who that is. Oh. Okay, so Terenia, I just reread your question. So, I got you. Terenia, so you were saying, okay, peaceful. So when I hold on, I know it's just when I check into this, it feels like there's some bitterness, and that bitterness, there's a lot of like resentment and bitterness being triggered. So that is triggering those emotions. Those two emotions seem to be triggering childish wounds, which childish wounds are wounds that we all have. Childish wounds. I don't belong. I'm insignificant. I'm invisible. I'm not worthy. I'm not enough. And there's one more, but I'm not going to go through them all. But these childish wounds that when they're triggered, they bring up all the shit. They bring up the shadow, right? So what I'm hearing for you, Terenia, is focus on how you respond. Let it be peaceful in your world, because that is the only thing you have control over. That is the only creative control that you have control over. Or that's the only thing that you have creative control over, right? So focus on you being peaceful, and cultivating that peace within you, because I don't see this person. I see it being kind of okay sometimes, and then this person getting in their feelings and it kind of blowing up, and they don't quite know what's causing that on a conscious level. It's all of those childhood wounds, childhood wounds. So I would focus, I'm hearing to focus on you and allowing it to bring you peace and contentment, because I don't know that that is going to be the things. So I would focus on, you know, whenever you do have like court dates or you have to like do the things, be your own greatest hype man. And if you have a hype man or a hype woman or a best friend or something that can kind of hype you up and get you in the right frame of mind, get in the right frame of mind. Focus on how this is going to liberate you and free you, and focus on how much peace this is actually going to bring you. And it is bringing you in the moment. But that just, it's gonna be a little bumpy. I don't see it being, I see it being somewhat amicable, but I also seeing it triggering very deep abandonment wounds for this other person. So when someone's abandonment wounds are triggered, that can be a lot. There's a lot of shit coming out. So focus on you and what it brings for you, and cultivate that within you, because that's the only thing you can control anyway. That's what I hear for you. I hope that helps. And good luck with that. Good luck with all of that. Okay, so message from guides. Okay, all right, Jillian, I got you. Message from guides. I'm going to cheat a little bit, but I'm hearing to, I'm just going to pull a card for you. 3. I'm gonna. 9 of Wands, a test of faith. So what's really sticking out to me is boundaries. Your boundaries have shifted and moved. Okay, here's the way it comes in. It comes in kind of like 2 different ways, and I'm not quite sure. So take it how it resonates. So it's either your boundaries have shifted and moved, or the fact that like our boundaries can shift and move within each day, moment, year, minute, etc., etc., etc. So knowing your boundaries in each moment and knowing that they can shift and change really is the general message. Is like boundaries can shift and change, and they're not always the same depending on who you are. For some people they absolutely are, but for someone like me, boundaries can shift and change. But there is a core like boundary where certain things are. So it feels like get your boundary game up. Like your boundaries are really important right now. And that's going to help you discern who is actually in alignment with you and who isn't, and who actually wants to earn your trust, who actually wants to be there. So boundaries are really, really big for you right now, Jillian. That's what I hear. Yeah. Hope that helps. Yes, you can. Miranda, I feel like I already did a message for you. So let me just see if there's anybody else. And thank you for the heart puff and the rose, Jillian. You're welcome, Terenia. You're welcome, you're welcome. Caitlin, I think you might have missed a word. Can you revise your question and re-put that in there? Because I'm not quite understanding the question. Please and thank you. That'd be great. Irene, you're asking if you and Alfonso will stay together or will he leave? What I'm hearing right, as soon as I tap into your energy, Irene, I hear one of your guides saying like, she's not in her power and she's waiting for someone else to make a choice. And in that, waiting for him, like, are you gonna leave, or what are you doing, right? We've all been in this situation with a partner, right? What are you doing? Are you gonna leave? Are you gonna do this? But like, where are you in it? And so it's like this thing of like, we forget that I have a choice. So where's your choice in all of it? Do you want to put up with this? Because it feels like a lot of back and forth. It feels like a lot of, I'm hearing there's a lot of BS, mama. I'm like, why are you putting up with this? Think of yourself highly. Would you want like your daughter or your best friend or someone to like be in this? If not, why are you putting up with it? That's kind of what I'm hearing with this. Don't wait for him to do it. Like, why are you asking for him? What do you want to do? Take your power back. But it feels like, again, on a like unconscious level, there is part of you that's really afraid. I'm actually hearing deathly afraid to own your power in that way, because it almost feels like too much. I'm being too much. I'm being like a bitch. It feels like a woman being in her power or you being in your power feels like it's colored in a way that's, not in the greatest light. So it feels like you're waiting for him because you don't want to take and step into your power, because you don't want to be perceived as that bitch, or like as a controlling person, a controlling woman, or something about a woman being in her power that feels very off-putting to you, for lack of a better word or lack of a better term. Okay, so I would ask you, what do you want? Because let me tell you, my dear, you deserve the world. You deserve so much that you might not even feel that you are worthy of, but you deserve it. You deserve it. You're a human. You're here, and the fact that you exist means that you deserve, the world. But again, this feels like a worthiness thing, like just an issue of worthiness. And so your guides are actually redirecting the question back at you. They're actually guiding me not to say anything about this person. And they're more saying, what do you want? What do you want? And if you want to be together, and if this person is showing you through their actions they don't want to be together, or they're not ready for that, or they're not showing up the way you want in a relationship, bye-bye. Bye, Felicia. You get to go. And I get to find me someone who deserves my time, who deserves my energy, because, you get to have all of the things that you want to, but you have to stand up for yourself in that. Does that make sense? You're welcome, Jillian. Let me just scroll through the messages. Ooh, Okay, just want to make sure. Okay. All right, so if you are wanting a free reading, go ahead and continue to comment your name and a question, or you can be open, you can have a card, etc., etc. You're welcome, Irene. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. Blessings and blessings, my dear. It's okay to be in your power. It's okay. And yeah, good luck on all of the things. Life is crazy, right? It's weird being a human. It's a lot of crap. It's a lot of crap to sort through. Oh, this is a great question. Jacqueline, any messages from my guides about energy healing business I'd like to open soon? Ooh, congratulations. Thank you, Paula, for that. Heart me. Let me Jacqueline. The biggest thing is, don't give up, because there's going to be ups and downs. So prepare yourself. Just know, not even prepare yourself, but like know and accept the fact there's going to be, crests and valleys, right? Ups and downs and ups and downs. Just let that be a fact. And also, if it's ever in a downtime, don't allow this like I'm a failure type of talk to start trying to influence or intrude on in your mind, or even like get going. So like the doubt and insecurity and anything like that, like just accept that those things are going to be there. It's okay that they're there, but it's also okay to keep going and keep doing the things. I'm just hearing like this is the direction like you're meant to go, and it's going to expand on here, but you can't lose sight or lose trust or faith in yourself and in your own dream. Does that make sense? You have to be your own best cheerleader. Trust and believe in yourself. You're meant to go this way. Yes. And congratulations. Like, good for you. I love this. Healing business. Absolutely, girl. Do your thing. But that's what I feel for you. Who was that? Jacqueline. Yeah. Don't lose sight of your vision. Your vision is your own, and if other people can't see it, they're not meant to see it. You're the only one. You're the one with the vision for a reason, so that you can ground that vision to here, to earth. So if other people don't understand your vision, let that be okay. They're not meant to understand. If they don't understand, let them not understand. Let it be okay. But don't lose sight of your vision. Don't lose trust in yourself. Keep going. And just accept that, you know, there's going to be ups and downs. It's not a definition, or it's not a reflection of your success or your failure. But you're moving in the right direction. And the way you know it is because there's going to be all kinds of opportunities, maybe in the form of challenges, that are presented to you. Yeah. But that's what I hear for you, Jacqueline. I hope that helps. Chachi, let me know if you're still here. Of course, of course. Rhonda, I asked you if you're still here, my dear. Can you energy check, but like, what am I checking for? Right? So give me a little bit more context. Let me know, what am I checking for, etc., etc., etc. I just need things to be a little bit more specific so that I can check into and feel into the right things, so that I can bring the right information, the most appropriate and relevant information for you. That's why I asked for clarification. You're welcome, Jacqueline. Lots of love to you. Irene Martinez, was it you I just gave a reading to you too? There's a lot of doubles, which is really interesting. Who hasn't got a reading but would like a reading, whether it's free or paid, whatever? Who hasn't got a reading, who wants one? Let's say that first. Okay, Paula, yeah, let me know. Right? Write it out. Comment with your, I mean, obviously I know your name, so you can put Paula, and then like, do you have a question? It could be yes or no. You can be open to spirit. All of the things, yeah, let me know. Right? I just know that I don't do pregnancy or fertility. The free readings are short, but they're usually a pretty good, you know, pretty good information. Or you can ask for a 1-card pool. Yeah, those are really simple, really easy. So let me know. Put your comments in the chat box, in the comment section. Thank you, Paula, for those roses. So is Jeff my person? Will he step up? So Paula, I feel like, wait 1 second. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, Paula, I got you. Here's the thing. There's going to be a clarification on like my person, these types of things. What, please understand, I understand what you're saying, but a lot of times spirit doesn't operate in the way that like our egos get caught up in. And these labels, a lot of them are very limiting, and they actually limit our access to what we could actually create or manifest for ourselves, or the type of person we could call in. So when we say like my person, any person that you're with right now, whether it's a friend, a colleague, or whatever, it's your person. You know, it's about like being present with that, what's present there. And it's about being present and grounded in that relationship as it comes, right? And being in the moment. So just to kind of put that out there, while also understanding, like, I get it, but like a lot of it's coming from like very disempowered places. That's why I clarify that. So, I'm going to, let's see, Paula. I get a lot of hesitation with this person. Because here's the thing, it feels like there's an inner conflict. Like on one hand, I want to step up and quote unquote do the right thing. It's like the next, almost like it's the next logical step. But the alignment, I don't know that the alignment is there for him. It just feels like it's this unconscious conditioning and programming of like, oh, you know, this is what you do within life. You go to school, you go to college, you get a job, you get married, have kids, blah. It's this whole like programming thing, right? So it feels like that's running, but it's in the background, and it's also combined with some, you know, genuine feelings of like wanting that. But also there's this block of like, I don't want to go there. I've seen too many people go into this and break up, or go into this and promise the world and all the things. So I don't know if his parents have broken up, or I don't know what that relationship is, but it feels like there's he witnessed certain relationships or relationship dynamics as a kid, and there is resistance to that, because I want to avoid that at all costs. I want to avoid the fighting. I want to avoid the things. So there's this internal conflict with him. And it's also mirroring an internal conflict within you. Again, you want the things, but also the alignment for you seems off. And I'm not going to delve into it too far, because just a short little free reading. But there's something about the alignment for both of you that feel a little off. That doesn't mean you guys aren't meant to be together, or like that he's not your person. That's just how it comes. So it feels a little, you guys aren't truly fully aligned within your own being. And so you come into this relationship, it feels like this relationship is also a reflection of that offness, that you're not fully aligned in your soul, in your spirit, in your purpose, both of you. And so it's reflecting, it's off. So I would say if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. Now you asked, will he step up? That's on his choice. With these inner conflicts that I'm tapping into, I would say, no, that's not happening. Because the internal conflict keeps you in oscillation, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so it's like, oh, I feel good. Let's do it. And then the next thing, nope. All of the doubts and all of the things, and all this part over here that's, I think it has an abandonment wound. It's an inner child. Is like, nope, not gonna do that, because I don't want to lose the things. So, is there, let me just see if there's like, so I would say I would invite both of you. Now, you can propose this to him or not, but really for you, my dear, what do you want in a relationship? What do you want from a relationship? Like really, truly, honestly, what do you want from a relationship? Getting really clear in that. Is it about companionship? Is it about partnership? Is it about sex? Is it about, like, really be honest with yourself. What do you want from a relationship? And then ask yourself, am I getting that in my current relationship? Am I getting, see how many checks you get? Or X's, you know, am I getting it? Check. Yes. Am I not getting that? Nope. There is going to be a very clear answer. It feels like, but I'm hearing to leave that to you to discover, because it feels like it's just going to be a validation of what you already know. But I don't feel like you're asking, is he going to step up? Not with what he's got in place right now. And I would really be honest about how aligned you are in this relationship. If you are, that's great. Go for it. But what I'm hearing is like, be very, very honest with yourself. Are you getting what you need from this relationship? And what do you want from a relationship? Are you getting it? If not, then there's your answer. Okay? Bookaboo, it's nice to see you again. I don't really do stuff like that. It's not really my thing, you know, especially if it's just kind of, I don't want to say like some random person, but I don't really do that sort of thing. It's just not my specialty. You know what I mean? But I do appreciate, I did appreciate the thing. Oh, let's see. I'm scrolling through the comments. There's a lot of, am I wasting my time? Very interesting. Am I wasting my time? Okay. Okay, so, I'm not sure what your name is, but Sexy Mama, you're asking, am I wasting my time? I would assume on this relationship, your guide, well, one of your guides, you don't just have one guide, one of your guides is coming through and saying like, it's a little bit in a, what's the word? Exasperated, not exacerbated, but exasperated, kind of just like flustered, but also a little bit comical as it comes through. And it is like, she already knows. So you already know. It's this, I'm going to describe it for you, because it's the feeling that I want you to tune into and understanding the feeling. It's kind of this looming feeling of like, I feel unfulfilled in this partnership. I feel unseen, or at least not fully. I feel alone. I feel a little resentful. Not getting my needs met. I keep asking, and I'm tired. I'm tired of asking. I'm tired of doing the things. I'm tired of feeling like I'm in it myself. I'm effing tired. And that's what I hear. That's what I feel from you. So you already know how you feel. What advice would you give to like a daughter or your best friend? If they felt the way that you feel, what advice would you give them? Would you be like, girl, you're wasting your time. You need to move on. You deserve better. Here's the thing. You deserve the world. Okay? You deserve the world. You deserve someone to show up in the relationship in the way that you want to show up in it, in the way that you are showing up in it. But a lot of times we don't fight for ourselves in that way, or we accept less than what we think we deserve or that we know we deserve. So it feels like you're accepting less than what you feel you deserve, because you know you deserve better. But it's it's kind of like I don't want to blow up my life though. But remember, when things fall apart, other things, it makes space, it creates space for other things to fall together. So it's really, what do you deserve? If you were to think highly of yourself, completely highly of yourself, and what do you want from a relationship? Are you getting it? Because it feels like you're not getting it. I just talked to you. I just talked to you, sexy mama. So that's what I hear. That's what I feel. Next. Hi, MJ. So are we, let's do, okay. Let's do last call. Let's do last call. So last call, if you'd like a free reading, comment with your name and a question. Yeah. It can be open to spirit. You can ask for a love reading, health, career, etc. These readings are going to be short. I do not do pregnancy or fertility readings, or you can ask for a 1-card pull. Yeah. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? And, oops, that's not what I want to do. Wait, what's going on? What's going on? That's weird. What does that keep popping up? Very interesting. Good. I'm glad. Oh, Colleen. So, great question. Sorry that you've been in a deep depression. Will things get better? My cat is going crazy. So let me just connect to your energy. Colleen. Okay, Colleen. Okay. So you're at a point where it's time to choose. Baby girl, please don't do that next to the door. Can you hear her? She's cray cray. She's caterwauling right now. So, Colleen, baby girl. Oh. Anyways, so that is a testament, like what's going on with my cats. I always take that into consideration. It's always an extra layer of information. So what's feeling is like, Colleen, you're at a precipice of a choice. You're almost, I would say you're just about at a choice point is the terminology I would use for you. It's time to make a choice. Are you ready to go all in on like creating a life of your dreams, truly loving your life now, and like being, I guess, more spiritually aligned or purposefully aligned, whatever kind of resonates, like that purpose, feeling a deep fulfillment? Are you ready for that type of alignment and choosing that? Because that's going to that has, I guess, implications and choices in and of themselves, or it comes with a whole bag of opportunities, right? AKA challenges. So are you ready to choose that, or where you've been? Keep on going how you've been. Keep perceiving life from the same vantage point, which me just feeling into you now, it feels really kind of dull. I would say like dull colored glasses instead of rose colored glasses. It feels really dull. It feels a little lifeless. Those are the words I would use to kind of describe, which makes sense because you're just like coming out of this depression a bit, but there's still that muckiness or the stickiness on you. And so there is a very deep, a big opportunity to align in a very big way, but like, it's, what do you choose? It's like being fully spiritually aligned, whatever that means for you, whether it's religion, whether it's spirituality, whatever that is for you, but spiritually aligned, like truly, because that's where a lot of your peace is going to come from and be cultivated from. and help you to release this depressed Colleen is an old version of you that is, you could say kind of ready to die, so to speak, this old version, but you have to choose it. So you're kind of at a choice point of like, do I choose to open myself and like really go all in? Or am I too tired, too exhausted, too this, too that, too busy, too whatever? So the choice is yours, but that's what I'm hearing. Grief. Yeah, that's one of the things. Yeah, that's one of the things. It feels like that pulls you back pretty hard. And then it kind of gets entangled into all of the things. So are you ready to release the grief? Are you ready to release all of the stuff that keeps pulling you back into this like bottomless pit of despair and depression? I've been there. It does not feel good. I used to be depressed a lot, and I feel you. So I'm giving you all of the huggies and stuff. But you're at a choice point, my dear. It's time to choose which way do you want to go, and go all in. Go all in. Yeah. Thank you for liking the live. Yeah, of course, Jess. What do you have a question? Oh, Caitlin. So that's totally cool. If you're curious. Excuse me. So are you asking, can you be a little bit more specific, Caitlin? Are you already in a relationship, or are you asking like when? Can you clarify that for me a little bit more? Because I'm not quite sure what you're wanting. Jess, trust that you made the right choice. That's what I hear. You made that choice for a reason. Really what's happening is you're experiencing the kind of like rumination. Did I make the right choice? But like you made the choice for a reason. So trust the decision that you made. You can always make a new choice. Okay? You can always make a new choice. You can always reconsider that choice. But really what I'm hearing for you is like, just trust that you made what's really the issue is that you're not trusting in yourself. And you're not trusting in your choices. So it leads to a lot of second guessing yourself and a lot of doubt, a lot of uncertainty. Just trust you made the right decision. You knew what it was. It's just now you're kind of in the muddy waters. You haven't quite come back to your own peace. So one of the things is like, whenever you start doubting yourself, you tell yourself, no, I trust that I made the right decision. I trust myself. I trust my decision-making process. I trust my ability to make decisions for myself. And I trust that they're always going to be the right decisions for myself. And I trust that I can always make a new decision if I change my mind. So it's more like, just trust yourself. You're in the like doubting, which is a pattern there. Yeah, your guides are saying just trust. This is about trust for you. You'll see that. Oh, you'll see it. You might not quite see it right now, but as you move forward in time, you're gonna see it more. You're gonna be like, oh, I definitely made the right decision. So yes, trust yourself. You made the right decision. You're welcome, Jess. I'm so glad that helped. Wait, what's going on there? That's so weird. Okay, there it goes. That's so weird. What's that? Okay. All right. So let's do... Oh, there's some new people on here. Hello. Hi. My name is Angelica. I'm also offering free and paid readings tonight. So free readings. Y'all, if you want to get a free reading, who wants a free reading? I offer free and paid readings. So if you want a free reading, just comment with your name and a question. It could be about your spiritual life, your love life, your whatever it is, right? I will just say, if you want to get your, I love unique questions, because I get a lot of like, does this person like me? And it's a lot of the same stuff, but do you, boo? If you want to know, I'm here for you. So it can be a question. You can be open to spirit. I don't do pregnancy or fertility readings. These readings are short, or you can ask for a 1-card pool. Yeah, that might be great. So there's that. So feel free to put all of your questions, etc., in the comment box. And here's my paid services. So these are all my paid services. If you would like a paid service, all the links to donate are in my profile, right? Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. And if you do book a reading, or you pay or donate for a reading or a paid service, let me know in the comments that you donated, because all of those people usually go free, or not free, go first. Free, what? They go first, yeah? And if you have a question about what these are, what they entail, please feel free to ask. Okay. Hazel Eyes, when will you fall in love with yourself? Is what I hear. When are you going to fall in love with yourself? Jasmine, will me and my husband work things out? Really, this is a question about free will, and if you both choose to work it out, then you guys will work it out. I do understand what you're saying. There's quite a bit of, this is going to be a bit of a, yeah, rough sailing. I'm seeing this whole like thing in my head of like you both in a boat sailing together in the rough seas. So that's actually a really great visual. It feels really good of like you just both have to be in it together and be willing to do the work. But it feels like you guys are really strong, and will even strengthen and enrich that connection even deeper. But you guys both have to show up to do the work, and that's free will. And I cannot predict free will. You have to both be in it, like both be in it at all times. But that's what I feel for you. Oh, Mark from Ireland. I love it. Well, welcome. So Yvette, am I making a positive career forward choice? Can you be a little bit more specific? I don't need like all of the details, just a little bit more specific. I do understand what you're saying though. Yeah, no, I need a little bit more context for me to tap in. Rena, I answered you, my dear. When are you going to fall in love with yourself? Jasmine, I already answered that question. I hope you guys got that. Pay attention. Pay attention. Life is free, but you have to pay attention. Life isn't free, but you have to pay attention. So, let's see. Chris, can you be a little bit more specific? You're asking, does this person care for you? But like, you know, romantically, as a friend, as a, like, what's What's the deeper question there? There's a deeper question there. Just ask the question. Ooh, this is a great question, Lauren. How do I start living again? Can you be a little bit more specific? It does feel like you felt disconnected, or that you're feeling disconnected, and you're like, you're wanting to find your own vibrancy and your own like zest for life. It feels like that. In which case you have to choose that. But let me know and I'll see what comes through. Oh, okay. So are you wasting your time? And then like, is it romantic? Like, or is it romantically? So are you guys together now, or no, you're not together? No, this is, I like you a lot. Does this person like me romantically? So let's see, who am I? Chris. Okay, Chris, I'm just going to find you. There you are. And I'm just going to tap into this like connection and see what's coming through. Okay. As far as this person comes across to me as, I don't know if you guys are younger, but I get like a younger vibe from you. And it feels like he is more in the, I will say immature, but like to put that in context, it's more like, he doesn't feel like he fully knows what he wants, like from life in general, not necessarily romantically speaking. So like, if I don't know who I am or what I want in life, then how am I going to know what I want romantically or who I want romantically? I might have, other quote unquote lower desires, but if I don't know who the F I am, then I certainly don't know how to love myself. And then if you don't, like, this whole thing of like how Ruth says, if you don't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love someone else? So he feels like he doesn't even know who he is, but you're expecting him to like, I don't know, I won't say that. You're asking if he cares, like, yeah, there's feelings, but he don't know what he wants from life. So he's sure in the hell or heck wouldn't know how to show up in a relationship. So it feels like I would dodge that bullet, but that gets to be your journey, my dear. But that's what comes through from spirit, and that's what I feel. Okay. So I hope that answers your question. Oh, okay. So Yvette, I see you. I'm choosing to go to work with a company that is in the field I want. Good for you. I want to give back. So there does seem to be an aligned agenda here. I don't want that to sound like looming or ominous, so I don't mean it in like that kind of way, but I do feel like there is an alignment here that's really good for you for right now. And when and if the alignment ever shifts, you will feel that, and you're going to want to respond to that accordingly to the alignment that you feel. But yeah, this feels really good for you right now, Yvette. I hope that answers your question. It really does. It feels really good. There's an alignment there that I can feel. That's where you need to be for right now. Yeah, because it's going to give you some skills or some information that you need for going forward. So Matt, what happiness are you seeking? Because you can be happy right now. You just have to choose. This is part of what I teach in my courses. You get to be happy right here, right now. You don't have to be a better person. You don't have to be more spiritual. You don't have to do all of the things. You get to be happy right here, right now. And you get to be happy then, you know, when you have the things or the relationship or the money, the things. So you get to be happy right here, right now. It's just, are you choosing to do so? And do you know how to do so? Amy, I don't want to murder this. Is it Navy? Navy? Is Navy interested in me in a good way? And I get what you're saying. Like, is this person interested in you in a romantic way, right? So that's the way I'm going to take it. There is interest, but there's a lot of doubt there too. And I wouldn't take it personally, but like there is some attraction there, but like they're trying to work some other things out. I don't know that, let's see. I don't know that this connection wouldn't necessarily work out long term. I'm not going to go too deep into it so I'm going to just cordon all of that stuff off. But there is some attraction. Yes. Okay, makes total sense. Cool. Lauren, yes, horrible loss 4 years ago in a constant funk, but I won out. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I get that. You're welcome, Chris. Millie, is Hamed involved with someone else romantically? I don't get that he is, or I don't want to, I'm pretty sure that's a male, but you can correct me if I am wrong. What I'm getting from your guides is like, no. Now, this gets to be your decision whether you are, you know, because sometimes we can't help who we like or whatever. But he's like a shiny thing. This person is like a shiny thing to you. Like, ooh, I like this. But it's really their energy. And so when you're with this person or around this person or talking or interacting with this person, how do they make you feel? Because really that's the quality, like however they make you feel, whether it's happy or giddy or playful or whatever that quality is, that's the quality you're looking to actually ignite within yourself. So this person is like, they kind of like, you're attracted to them because they're exhibiting a quality that you want to embody, that you already do, that's already within you, but you feel like it's inaccessible for whatever reason. And that goes into like wounds and stuff, and I won't get into that, but that is the spark that you're feeling. But I don't know that you would necessarily want to get into a relationship with that person. However, that gets to be your choice. That's not my choice. But let's see. One second. You asked, but I don't, to answer your question, it doesn't feel like it. Yvette, I feel it too. Yeah. It's usually, so readings are usually going to be a validation of things you already felt. And, you know, things that you've already subtly, acknowledge within your own mind. You're like, am I going crazy? Is this really the thing? And so readings are going to typically just going to be that validation that you already know. Ducky, am I on the right path? Can you be a little bit more specific? I like that name. I like your hair. It's like that bright ass orange. I love that. Can you be a little bit more specific? So are you talking about spiritually, like, just what do you mean? Like right path, how? I do understand what you mean, but I'm hearing to ask for a little bit more clarification. Samantha. Wow, I got a lot of Samanthas tonight. So you're like the third or fourth Samantha that's coming in. So Samantha McLean, you said you need closure, healing in my ongoing divorce. Can you clarify that just a little bit more for me? Are you wanting to know if you made the right decision? Like, can you just clarify that a little bit for me? You're welcome, Yvette. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, oh, I love meerkats. That was great. Thank you, MJ. I love that. MB, you said happiness and love. Not, let's see, hold on. What was your question before? Let me see if I can find it without scrolling back all of the way. Will I find happiness? Okay, I see what you're saying. In happiness and love. Okay. Well, the thing is, Matt, right? Matt. Yeah, I remember. So Matt, this is all an inside job. And so I'm gonna just, pardon me for calling you out, but I'm gonna call you out. So you've been but here's the thing. We all avoid this type of work in some way or another. Oh, that's dope. I love that. So you've just been avoiding the inner work, the deeper inner work that is going to show you that happiness has been there all along. It's kind of these like things that feel really, what the fuck is it called? Not trite, but feel like hokey or like woo-woo or like, that kind of thing. I can't quite figure out the word, but it really is an inside job. And that love that you're actually seeking outward, it needs to be installed and cultivated, built within here first for you to attract the type of woman or person that you want, that you actually want and maybe visualize or like feel yourself gravitating towards. Does that make sense? This is really your opportunity to dig deeper into yourself, to ask yourself the deeper questions and really figure out and find happiness within first, because the relationship is eventually going to, honeymoon phase is eventually going to fade, right? And then you're still left with, oh, I'm not happy. And then it's not your partner's job to make you happy. Like, they can add and enhance and amplify your already cultivated happiness within yourself, but they're not there to make you happy. That's a lot of pressure to put on a relationship and a person. Like, don't do that. But again, free will. You get to choose. But that's what I'm hearing. Deeper inner work, my dear. Deeper inner work. You can be happy now, but you're just not allowing yourself. You feel like it needs to be reflected in another person. And sometimes that person does come in and reflects that and allows us, but to tap into and work. Everybody's different. Everybody's story is different. So sometimes the relationship can come in first. But a lot of times when people come to me, I find that's not the case. Because they're usually going to be reflections of me, and that's usually going to be like directing you towards self-love. As hokey or whatever that might sound, it's the absolute motherfucking truth. I'm just gonna say that. Ivy, thank you for the follow. Thank you for oh no, never mind. Thank you for the follow. Who was that? Brenda, thank you for the follow. So you're just saying, like, are you on the right path in life? Ducky, let's just check in to see how aligned. So I'm just going to check alignment. For you, Ducky, I'm hearing the way that you can, one of the ways that you can really tell if you're on the right path is the amount of fulfillment and purpose that you feel. And I feel like that's kind of touch and go. Sometimes you really feel it, sometimes it's not. So it's like, it feels like you're having a little bit of, for lack of a better word, trouble getting on the right path or knowing like what's for you. There's a big thing around discernment, and then like falling back into old habits and patterns that is like limiting or just not allowing you to move forward in the way that you really fucking want to, because I can feel it. You're like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? I mean, I don't know if that's what you're saying, but it's almost like a frustration that comes through of like, what am I doing wrong? What do I need to do? Like, am I even on the right path? There's this unpeaceful feeling. I don't know what the word is for that, but it just feels like not really fully at peace. So it feels like you're figuring it out. But really how you can know is the alignment that you feel within, and do you feel like you're in your purpose, living from your purpose, and how fulfilled do you feel in life? That's going to tell you, that's going to show you, if you use that as your barometer, that's going to show you where to actually go. Even if you're scared shitless, like, do you want to be in the spotlight? Do you want to do healings? Do you want to be a social worker? Do you want to be a firefighter? Like, what do you want to be? What lights you up? Yeah? What lights you up? Because it feels like you're not quite allowing yourself to really go there, but you're asking if you're on the right path, and you're not quite letting yourself be on the right path. Although you're really, I would say for effort in really wanting to figure it out, because I feel you're ready. It's coming. There's just some like old patterns that keep coming up for you. Does that make sense? I can I can do a legal yes or no question and see what comes in. Thank you for sharing the live. I really appreciate that. So I'm just going to roll through some of these comments because I'm behind. Okay. For Ducky and anybody who else might feel like that, might feel like they're not quite in their purpose, or might be kind of wondering, I do have some upcoming courses. They're going to be year-long. For those who are ready to do the work, who are ready to invest time, money, but also time and space in themselves, and like really step up and do the work. One of them is going to be a Magician's Academy that's going to teach energy work, intuition building, etc. And the other one is also going to be like inner work, shadow integration, etc. Getting into those deeper patterns that you might not know is there, that are holding you back. So I have those in the works, and they're going to be here in January. So for those who are interested in that type of thing, or what, just putting that out there, putting the bug out there, because I'm noticing a lot of people are like needing this type of medicine. And this is, I love readings. I love doing readings, but I love getting into the deep work and really getting into how supporting internal transformation, or just really bringing in the knowledge to people that I have discovered myself through my own journey and stuff like that. You do have a purpose. You do have a purpose. You just feel disconnected to your purpose. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Okay? Just trust that you have a purpose. You just feel disconnected right now. Chachi! Yes, you can have a card. I'm going to pull you a card right now. So if you would still like a free reading, go ahead and put it in the comments. You can comment with your name and a question. And it's 10:44. Look at that. I love it. So if you haven't got a reading but still want a reading, I'm going to be on here for a little bit longer. And Chachi, this is your card here. I'm going to pull the first card off of this deck. Oh, your card is Endless Opportunities. It is upside down because it feels like, say this is the card right side up. So endless opportunities, but your energy comes through as this. You feel there's a lot of like limitation. So it feels like you're not allowing yourself to see the bigger picture, which is going to be connected to all of the endless possibilities, which is, you know, infinite possibilities. You got a lot of beliefs and wounds in like, that are like, let's see, how can I say this? You got a lot of limiting beliefs, like fear-based limiting beliefs, and like wounds that are holding them in place, that are kind of cutting off your ability to kind of see, right? Perceive that you actually have more choices, more possibilities that you're allowing yourself to see. So this is reflective of that inner world of like, you're cutting yourself off. And is it 8 ways? There's 8 ways that we make ineffective choices. And one of them is choice by limitation. Choice by like, oh, like I just feeling like you don't even have that option available to you. Like say you want to start a healing business online. Oh, but Wi-Fi is so spotty, and you know, what if I don't do the things? What if I mess up? What if I do that? So we limit ourselves by creating these stories. Like the story's already there. The beliefs are already there. Wounds are there. They're just creating stories of lack and limitation. So they're cutting you off from your natural creative spirit, like from a lot of inspiration too. So one moment, I'm just going to ask, you know, how can we reconnect, or how can, like, is there a practical way to kind of like tap you into? So if you can go into innocence is one of the best ways to begin to connect, or even imagination, because imagination is the subtle bridge that bridges like intuition, inspiration, and like practicality. So you could do this either through your imagination, imagining all of the different, if money wasn't an issue, what would you do? Right? Kind of tapping into these bigger states of being. And then if you can go into innocence, like the innocence of a child, being like just full of wonder, full of light, just wanting to play with all of the things and do the things, not needing, not having this like looming sense of like responsibility, all the things, but tapping into the pure joy, pure wonderment, pure innocence of a child, or of you as a child, or imagination, to see from that place what would then be available to you. What are the options then available to you? Because I trust you, I guarantee you, your inner child is going to have so many more options than you probably do as an adult, or so many more like ideas, you know, because they're just bridged, they're just there. So that's what I'm feeling for you, my dear. I'm going to leave that there, though. I'm going to leave that there. Hope that helps. I know that ended like really abruptly, but I'm just going to leave it there. Thank you for the follow, Marlene. Okay, let me just get through some of these messages. Yeah, I kind of thought so. Oh, interesting. So Trinity, you said, well, do you reach out? Has he moved on? You're, so a lot of people do get, I like this question because a lot of people get, they do have this question kind of like, wait, what? Why did I dream about this person? So a lot of times we're making connections, even if the person is out of our life or that relationship or that connection has like ended. Sometimes we reach out in the astral realms or in like the like more energetically in order to receive different insights. And what it feels like is coming in for you is like, what were the lessons that you learned in that relationship? You're actually wanting to bring and pull his essence back in order to get the lesson. Once you get the lesson and you begin to integrate it, I don't think you'll feel the same about him. I'm going to leave that there. But that's why you're dreaming about him, is because it feels like you haven't fully processed the relationship in terms of, what did I learn from this? How do I integrate that in my life moving forward? Otherwise, we just keep on bringing in the same people. We're like, why am I in the same freaking thing? Different person, same shit. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Let me get some tea over here. Okay, so let me scroll on through the messages. Oh, so MJ, do you have a certain health question? Chachi, I'm glad that resonated. I'm so behind on all of the things. Mariana, should you even consider responding back to fill in the blank? I see the message. Can you give me a little bit more context? Now, I can't tell you yes or no. I'm not going to tell you yes or no, but I can tell you what comes up. But can you give me a little bit more context with that? Because I can't tap in. I can't quite tap in with just, it's a little too vague. Yeah, exactly. And we do that a lot. It's part of, I don't like to say it's part of the human condition, because it's not. It's part of the conditioning that we've all received. I wouldn't say it's part of the human condition, because we can, I see on highest timelines, I see us transcending stuff like that. But yeah, that is part of how we limit ourselves. We limit ourselves in a myriad of ways. Because it's really, because if you think about it, most people aren't going for what they want. In reality, what they're doing is they're avoiding, by whatever means necessary, feeling, humiliated, embarrassed, like a failure, etc. We're not actually going for what we want. We're simply just avoiding what we don't want to feel. And so we make a lot of ineffective choices that way. Oh, just a health reading in general. Yes. So you felt that? Yeah. Yeah. So let me see. Health reading. Okay, MJ. So let me just tune into you. I'm just going to do a scan. So it's going to take me a minute, a couple of moments to just scan. Okay, keep going. Okay, interesting. Okay, keep going. Okay. 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 And then we're just gonna like, okay, that feels like, okay. So what stuck out here, so I just kind of did a body scan and everything doesn't pop up, but this is just like a quick little thing. So for whatever reason, I'm hearing the left eye, something in the left eye is being affected. So I don't know if this is like vision or what, but I'm seeing like the back of the eye where like the I don't know, the little whatever thing attaches to the eyeball itself. I'm also hearing retina, so I don't know what that is, but I do feel like there's something with the left eye. Not sure what it is, but like since it's a shorter reading, I'm not going to go into that. Then is that jaw? Then I kind of get jaw stuff. So I don't know if this is TMJ or what. It just feels like there's jaw issues or jaw stuff or something being held here. I don't know. So I don't know if there's like, what do they do when you do this? You like grind. So I don't know if there's TMJ or grinding or something. It feels like left eye, jaw, and then I get heart. You're still holding on to grief from a past relationship, and that's holding back connected to trust, tied to trust, mistrust, abandonment. So I'm hearing trust and abandonment. The heart is holding, putting up walls and holding on to this old heartbreak. And so that's kind of keeping people at bay, or even like a relationship at bay. I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, but like if that's what you were looking for, that it just feels like there's walls. Or even if you're in a relationship, what that would look like is you push people away because those, you know, it's too tender, it hurts too much to let people in. So that's what I get from you. But that's, oh, okay, the last thing was liver. And you might find like a detox might serve you. So it's about like eliminating heavy metals and toxins through a detox, not a fast, a detox. Now you get, you have ultimate authority over your life, so you get to choose what to, if something resonates, or to take action on something or not. Please do your own research. I am not a healthcare professional, but this is just what sticks out in my brain and in my abilities as I tune into you. So you're welcome, Trinity. Let me catch up on the things when I'm asleep. Okay. All right. Got you. Yeah. So that's what I'm feeling as far as health stuff for you. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Okay. So is there anybody else who would like a free reading who has not got one? Carolina, can you be a little bit more specific? Like, you know, do you, like, is this movie? Just be a little bit more specific. If you can, please. That would be great. Yeah, okay. So, a free reading. So go ahead and just comment with your name and a question. If you haven't gotten a reading, you can ask for a 1-card pool, which is here at the bottom. Just take note that these readings are short, but like it can be anything, you know, whatever it is that is on your mind, or that you might need some validation, because that's what readings are. Yeah, those are my free readings. Just comment with your name and a question. It could be yes, no, health, love, career. You can be open. You can be like, what does my spiritual life look like? Am I spiritually aligned? Am I aligned to my purpose? Etc., etc., etc. Ah, you're waiting for the neurosurgeon. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. And you know what? Here's the thing is like, you're not your diagnosis. So that might be a great thing that you haven't gotten, that, because remember the healthcare industry as it is now, it's a business. So they profit off of diagnosing you and identifying you as your diagnosis. They play on that. Then all of the, because it moves into and it works with your psychology, how your brain works. Yeah, you got it. Oh, this is a good question. Thank you for sharing the live, Marlene. Oh, okay. I see your question first. Okay, I see your question. All right. So I see a couple of really good questions. Marlene and Melody. Sorry, I was combining your names. So Marlene, do you see when I'll meet my forever partner? I get what you're saying. Forever is that's a long time. Be careful what you wish for and be careful of your wording. I do understand what you're saying, but sometimes we ask for things that we don't realize what they actually mean. So I'm just going to put that out there. Words are everything. So let me just see what Spirit has, and if Spirit has anything as far as potential partnerships, romantic relationships. Okay, so let me check in with you first here. What are these doing? And then masculine feels like okay. All right. So based off of this, I'm just checking in. So based off of this trajectory, what are the possible timelines that look like? Okay. So the way that I'm translating it, or the way I'm understanding it, and I'm going to do my best to translate it the best I can, but the way that I'm like sensing it and feeling it, it feels like it's quite a ways off. This is more your time for you. This is more time to get really, really clear in you, self-awareness, knowing thyself. This is the priority right now. And while your guides appreciate what you're asking, they're also simultaneously redirecting you back to you. They're kind of hiding this from me, and they're actually wanting me to bring it back to you. It's actually time for you to learn about you. And because here's the thing, when you pour into you that love, that awareness, what do I really want from a relationship? And really take time to get to know yourself, to love yourself, through many acts of self-love, getting to know what you like and pouring that love into you, being aware of your relationship patterns and dynamics and things. Having that awareness creates so much clarity in how you want to show up, what you want to create, what you want from a relationship. And what it will also do is, as you dive in and really refine a lot of that internal energy, that internal awareness, that aligns you in you, which you aligning to you is actually going to be a match, the right match to the right person, rather than the person. It's nothing against the person you are now. It's just the version you are now. There's some like, you're trying to hide away. You're trying to hide away from, you're trying to hide your light. I can feel it. It's like, nope, I don't want to, but you're meant to be in the light, whatever that means for you. You're meant to shine your light. You're meant to actually express yourself and be a leader, a teacher in a sense. And the version you are now is hiding. And so you think your forever person is going to show up like that, show up and be attracted to this version you are now. You wouldn't even see this person with the version you are now. So really it's beneficial. I would invite you to do the inner work. Right? So this is your time to do the inner work. Otherwise, it feels like at this point, the way I'm feeling it now, and everything can change, even tomorrow it could change. It feels like 5+ years off. It feels you need to do the work. You need to do the work first. Yeah, that's what I feel. Let's see if there's any other things. Thank you for the roses. Okay, my dears, anybody else who want a relationship? That could be a thing. That seems to be the running theme here. Does anybody else want a free reading who hasn't gotten a free reading? Because I'm going to close up the doors here in a minute. So here is last call for free readings. Comment with your name and a question. Don't be afraid. Yeah, don't be afraid. Yeah, or you can ask for a 1-card pool, because that's always a thing. So yeah, comment with your name and a question. Let me know, do you have a question? Is it yes or no? You know, are you open? Love, health, career, whatever is on your mind. Don't hesitate. Here are my paid services. So last call on paid services. If you'd like to pay for an in-depth reading, quantum healing, mediumship, light language activation. This MD right here is multidimensional mediumship. And then I have healing readings, etc. Yeah, those are all my paid services, right? So all of those services, all the links to donate are in my profile, right? Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, all of those things. And if you do donate for a reading, you got to let me know in the comments that you donated so that you can get your reading. Thank you for the rose. Okay, Stephanie. Rosy Lips, think bigger. I'm gonna invite everybody to think bigger. Let's, I mean, as much as I appreciate, like, does this person like me? Are they gonna reach out this week? Think bigger, because we're in a time right now where your alignment is key, where you being the most expressed, self-actualized version of you is the most important thing. And when we are limiting ourselves, or we're just in maybe we're just in a space of like, we're ruminating on the things that we want to know, that it limits our ability. It limits our ability to see beyond all of this nonsense. And not that relationships are nonsense, because they're not. They're actually great. They can be very expansive and very connective and all of the things. But a lot of people come to me and they're asking about about the people, when really Spirit's guiding me like, hey, you need to get your shit together first, because if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love someone else? Yeah. Ever heard of that one? So I'm going to start encouraging everyone to think bigger. What are the bigger existential questions? Do you feel aligned? Are you in your purpose? You know, or are you maybe just be open? like Stephanie and Melody here. Oh, Melody. Yeah, I never got to your question. So let me pull a card for Stephanie. So Stephanie, I'm going to pull a card for you, and I'm going to pull it off of the top here. These cards are like really thick. Interesting. Loving compassion in reverse. So this is what it looks like. Loving compassion. It's great. It's lovely. That's actually a really beautiful card. Where is the compassion for yourself? It feels like you kind of let the inner critic go off on yourself. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm this, I'm that. And you let the inner critic like bash you. You need to start loving on yourself, girl, on that inside, because you're letting that inner critic and that ego run rampant, and it's breaking down your inner child. So that self-compassion for yourself, whenever you feel like I didn't do it right, I didn't do the things, I feel like a failure, just hold your heart. I love you. You did the best you could. Look, you get to choose, but I'm going to say this, it's 11:11 here. I need you to be nicer to yourself. You need you to be nicer to yourself. That's going to shift a lot of things for you, my dear. So that loving compassion, give it to yourself. Even when you feel like you did everything wrong, or however you're feeling, give yourself some compassion, because it feels like that's gonna help. That's gonna bring some things to the surface, but it feels like it's you got to be kinder to yourself. That's the message. Be kind to yourself. Melody, what am I needing to know at the moment? Yeah, everybody has an inner critic. Yeah. I need to stop accepting BS too. Yeah, totally. And that comes through your compassion. If you have compassion for yourself, are you going to accept BS? Probably not. Because it's a whole internal awareness thing. It's crazy how it shifts everything and how you relate to everything and people. It's beautiful. So Melody, what am I needing to know at the moment? I'm actually going to pull a tarot card for you, my dear. So Melody, only one. Okay, I'm gonna pull the first card. Slow down. It's time to slow down. So this is basically saying you have all of your energy is like way too dispersed. It's time to slow the F down and focus on priorities. What are your priorities? Focus on those. And then this is about becoming aware of like how your energy is dispersed, because it feels like you're trying to do all of the things, but when we have our energy in a million different things, nothing is ever going to get done, because our focus is too dispersed. It's too, what the fuck is the word? It's there's a word there. It's too diluted. It's too diluted. That's not quite the word, but it'll get the point across. So your focus is too diluted. You need to focus on a couple, I would say 3 projects tops. Focus on your, like, what are your priorities? Stop trying to do all the things. Your people pleaser is trying to do all of the things, be all the things for all the people. Focus on what's most important. People pleasing is not important, and it's not going to do you any favors. It's not going to do any of the people you're pleasing any favors either. So it's time to slow the F down and really focus. Okay? Take time to align. Do you see that? Take time to align. It's really good. So that's a really good card. It's a really good card there. Melissa. Let's do one from Melissa too, because Melissa asked. One second. Let me just scroll through the comments here. I cannot tell you if you're pregnant. I do not do pregnancy or fertility readings. Please, I invite you to find someone who does. I don't do that. I don't do that stuff anymore. It's not in the bag, man. Who am I reading for? Melissa. Melissa, I got you. Let me know if you're still here, Melissa. I am pulling a card for you, but there's a lot. I'm like, no, one card only. Only just one card. What's the main message from Melissa? So you got a lot. You have a lot of things coming up in your like. So one moment, let me just take a moment to kind of bring all of the energy and focus it. One of the biggest things for you is focus as well, kind of like the last reading. And then I hear a lot of doubts come in for you. So it feels like when you do try to like focus or kind of get disciplined and stuff, it feels like doubts come in and it's like, and it kind of ruins everything or kind of overwhelms things and then it shuts it down. So feels like you kind of go into overwhelm. This is too much, and then shut down. And when we shut down, you know, if you know, you know. So your card is redirect. So it's time to reevaluate. So this kind of goes in line with focus. You need to redirect, focus. Let's see, focus in what way? One second. Yeah, clouded judgment. Yeah, I'm feeling, that's why all of the things trying to go, oh, okay, that's where focus comes in. Because I keep having all of these cards wanting to come in. It feels like you're trying to juggle all of the things at once. And it's leading to clouded judgment. You have too many things at once going on that it's sending you into overwhelm. It's dysregulating your nervous system. It's a little bit too much. So you're allowing yourself to be in this like fight, flight, freeze too much. Your nervous system is a little out of whack, and it's also clouding your judgment. It's like your ability to discern. Like, it feels like maybe normal circumstances, you'd be like, oh, you'd be able to like kind of discern very clearly what's for you and things. It feels right now it's a little cloudy because there's too many things. So redirect back. So redirect back to the self. I'm hearing meditation, and meditation takes a lot of forms. So whether that's walking, sitting in silence, exercising, etc., whatever gets you into like a meditative state where you can feel clear. Because that's going to help you create more clarity as far as judgment. As far as like, I'm going to do this now, and then I'm going to do this, and I don't want to do that. It's going to make you more clear-headed. And it's going to show you where the chatter keeps taking over. Because it feels like the chatter is what's clouding your judgment. And you keep mistaking the chatter for discernment, the chatter for intuition. And so it's really important for you to get very clear. And for that, you need to give yourself some time and space to chill the F out, to either not do nothing or to meditate, or both. I'm hearing silence, stillness. Feels like you're a bit of an empath, and there's some stuff there as well. Yeah, meditation. So whatever meditation looks like for you, do that, because it's going to help you get clear and redirect. and get more clear so that you can be more precise and concise in your judgment. I hope that makes sense, but that's what I hear. Yeah, brain doesn't stop. Yeah, so meditation would probably be really, really good for that. Ooh, that's interesting. Sophie, are you still here? Let me know. That's an interesting question. Are spirits trying to tell me something? I don't know. Do you talk to spirits? Do you mean is spirit? Like, are your guides trying to tell you something? Is that what you mean? Yeah, you're here? Okay. So, will I find love again with someone I already know? Let me just see. Sophie, Sophie, Sophie. Wait, say that? Say that again? Your guides are coming in kind of comically, and they're like, she's trying to figure out all of the things, but she's basically what they're saying is like, you're trying to ruin your own surprises. Stuff like, I don't know, for whatever reason, they're like, things like this. They're, for whatever reason, they're saying like, we're not going to let her spoil any surprises, and that you're trying to spoil surprises. Mainly it feels like, you're trying to, when we're open in that space and we want to like, I get it. We're open, we're like, oh, is it gonna be someone here? Like, you're trying to like figure the things out. So your guys are coming in and saying like, stop trying to ruin your surprises. Just enjoy the moment. Enjoy yourself. Focus on what brings you joy and your own alignment and relationship to life. And create like enjoying, squeezing the juice out of each moment, each day, squeezing the joy and the whatever is there for you. It's like it's more of it's time to be present. You're going to find more clarity in being present. You're exactly where you are. Stop trying to ruin surprises. They're they're like, no. They're like, nope, cut off. So that's what I'm hearing for you, my dear. It's kind of funny. Nope. Okay. So, okay, so Joanna, so I'm just going to see if there's any, connect to you, see if there's anything, your guides. I'm actually hearing to pull a card, and I'm going to pull one of these cards for you, the Beyond Lemuria. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so Joanna. Starseer, okay. Oh, okay. So this feels like, okay, this is the card you got, right? And it's upside down. So it's Starseer, right? This is all about intuition. I mean, inspiration, but it's really about, yeah, there's inspiration there too. But I really feel like intuition, but it can come in inspiration too. So inspiration, very, strongly intuition. And so if it's upside down, it feels like there is a bit of a disconnect. You can never be disconnected from your spirit or from your intuition, but we can create the experience of that through our beliefs and other things that are in our field. So really, it's just speaking to like there is a disconnect there. It feels feels connected to power, being in your power, because your gifts are part of your power. And so it's like this thing of like rejecting power, because power feels a little tainted, for lack of a better word. It feels like power, people who have power or not, they don't do good things, they're bad people, etc. So it feels like there is a little bit of disowning your gifts, because they would mean you being in your power, stepping into it, owning in it, standing in your power. So there is a little bit of a disconnect when it comes to your intuition, because part of you is like, I don't want to be in my power. You know, people in power do bad things. So it's like a mistrust in your alignment. And it's not trusting that you would be, it's this fear that power would corrupt you on a like unconscious belief. So there's a fear about being in your power, because people misuse their power. So this feels like it's connected to a past life for you where you misused your power. So that's what I feel. Is that good? Is that good? That's what I feel for you. I'm going to leave that there. But that's what I feel for you, my dear. All right, my dears. Is there anybody else who wants a reading that has not gotten one? I will be back tomorrow and Friday for more readings. So if you missed out, just know I'll be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, same time on Friday. Jackie. Okay. I got you, D Princess Bakes. Okay, D. So free readings, I'm offering both free and paid, but this is how you get a free reading, okay? So you comment with your name and a question. I don't do pregnancy. These readings are going to be shorter, or you can ask for a 1-card pool, right? So, but if I do also offer paid services, right? So there is an in-depth reading on that as well. And then the rest of it is like, mediumship or energy works, other things that I kind of offer. So those are my prices on that. If you do want to donate, all the links to donate are in my profile. Yeah. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal is all there. And then you just let me know in the comments you donated. However, if you just want to ask the question, you can do it. You can get a free reading. Yeah. I feel like I wonder if that's just lighting. I think it's just lighting. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, Sophie. So I totally get that. You're going through a separation of 14 years. And so I'm already trying to fast forward. The best thing to remember, Sophie, and anybody else who might be in this position, you trust where you are right now. A lot of us don't trust where we are right now. We just want to like fast forward. But just because you're there then doesn't mean you're going to be happy. Doesn't mean you're going to be fulfilled. That all starts right here and right now. This is part of the deeper work that I go to, or that I take people through in my courses and in my one-on-one work. So just remember, you got to feel all of the things. So all of maybe the abandonment stuff that comes, it's going to bring up everything. And it's important to feel all of those things. And it's important not to run away from those things, even though you might want to, because I totally get it. I ran for decades. until I finally couldn't run anymore. You know, I had a spinal injury. I couldn't really work, like physically, I couldn't like really work anymore. And energetically, I was paralyzed. I literally couldn't do much of anything, and I had to heal. I had to excavate all the shit. And through this whole process, that started for me in 2020, or not 2025, 2015. So it's almost been 10 years for me. So it's really important, I can speak to this, it's really important that you allow yourself to feel all of the things, because that's part of you integrating your emotional body. It's important that you allow yourself to feel all of the things, because that's part of you integrating your emotional body. And we're not allowed to feel the things that we wanted to feel, to cry, because we were either being distracted or yelled at or whatever. So you do yourself a favor, Sophie, and anybody else, feel the things. I cry every day, and it doesn't always feel good. But I let myself feel those things because I need to. D, I hope you got the thing. Okay, I got you. Are you donating just to donate, or are you, you don't have to donate for a question, but if you donated, that's great. You can still get a question. You can just go ahead and ask your question, D. And this lip stain is getting very dry. Oh, Jackie. I'm getting a lot of Jackies today too, like Jackie, Jacqueline, very. Oh, Jackie. I'm getting a lot of Jackies today too, like Jackie, Jacqueline, very interesting. There's a lot of Jackies. So Jackie, am I dreaming about Curry because I'm on his mind? Oh, excuse me. This is actually, so Jackie, I don't know if you were here for a couple of readings ago. This feels similar. This feels similar. So a lot of times we try to bring in people's essence, or not. We connect through dreams. We connect through maybe, you know, like thinking about someone during the daytime, etc. But dreams, your unconscious is trying to bring this person's energy in so that you can incorporate the lesson that you learned while in connection with this person. So no is the answer to your question. It's not because I mean, you might, but this isn't why you're dreaming about him. Does that make sense? I hope I made myself clear. So no to that answer, no to that question. Like, yeah, that comes up every now and then for that person, but that's not why you're dreaming about him. Your unconscious needs to, is trying to find resolution. What was the lesson or lessons that you learned while in connection with that person? Or if you had a relationship with them, what that you learned from the relationship? This is why you're actually dreaming about him. Because it's like, oh, there's a lesson there. There's a lesson there. There's a lesson there. That's why. So, what's the lesson? What's the lesson? D, do you have a question? I mean, thank you for donating, my dear, but do you have a question? Like, do you have an actual question? Are you open? Do you have a specific area of life that you would like to know about? And also, thank you for the donation. I really appreciate that. And if anybody wants to just donate, you can also donate as well. You've been trying to type it? Okay. We'll give you a second. Give me a second. Do I want this? No, not really. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go over here while we wait for Dee to like type her question. Give me a second. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay. Put this over here. Did I mess all the things up? I hope I didn't. Okay, cool. Okay, got you. I got you. Is Cole hoping to reach out, or is he going to reach out? Okay. All right. So let me just tune into you and then tune into the connection. Kind of see what's going on. So are you guys in some kind of like separation? Are you guys not talking? Are you guys blocking each other? What's going on currently? There's just a little bit more context that I need in order to, in no contact. So did you guys have a relationship? Were you guys in a relationship? Are you guys just ignoring each other? Okay, so here's the question. Why do you care? If you're both ignoring each other, this is part of the childish wounds that we have. And that's not a judgment. They're literally wounds from childhood. Of doing this kind of back and forth. So it feels like you guys are just mirroring each other. You're mirroring each other's wounds right now of like, no, I'm not going to do it. You talk to me. No, I'm not going to do it. You talk to me. So it's this kind of stubbornness of not wanting to be the first one to talk, not wanting to appear vulnerable or weak or put myself out there because I'm fucking scared to get rejected. So it's touching a lot on all of these things of like fear of rejection and stubbornness of like this inner child. No, I don't want to. I keep getting that a lot, especially with him. But like with you too, you guys are both pretty stubborn. No, what I'm hearing is give it some space. If this is, okay, here's the thing. If this is how you guys are responding or acting towards each other, not that it can't ever come back and fall back together, but like, just, if you guys are acting like this and being stubborn and not being vulnerable, like you guys, like, is that really how you want to play? Is that really how you want to be in a relationship? You have to ask yourself these questions. It's like really, truly, seriously, from a grown-up relationship, not one that's playing all these fucking games, can't take personal responsibility and accountability, and like playing these like childish games. Is that really what you want? Because if it's not, you need to let that shit rest and dodge that bullet. Miss me with that shit. Now, it gets to be your choice. But I don't see either of you reaching out the way, you know, keeping on expressing these wounds. And you're never, okay, just speaking for you, you're not going to get far in a relationship if this is what comes up, and you want to be very stubborn in, no, you do the things, I'm not. But there's also this inner child that's very deeply hurt, very deeply scared to be vulnerable and to be rejected. So that feels like it tags into, it's always going to tag into our early relationships, right? So did you experience rejection from family, feeling rejected, feeling like you didn't belong? Because it feels like you guys are mirroring each other. The level of stubbornness is not going to go anywhere. It's not, simply because you both get in the wounds and you can't see beyond the wounds. So it's time, well, you get to choose. But I do feel like your guides bringing you into a greater level of self-awareness and really being able to see these wounds, yes, but more so the patterns that you're playing out and understanding, like, do you actually want to play this shit out, or do you want something from the level of I value myself, I deserve the absolute freaking best, and anything less, miss me with that shit. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it just, yeah, if you dated for a short time, it just feels like you guys are, or at least you, it feels like you get attached very, very easily, which makes sense to me because that plays into the rejection wound and wanting to belong, wanting to be loved, that type of thing. Yeah. So that's what I feel for you, my dear. So I don't see him reaching out. I don't see you reaching out. I don't see that this is a really a healthy, I don't think this was a healthy connection. But you get to choose. You get to do what you want to do. But that's just what I feel. Okay? All right, my dears. Is there anybody else that was wanting a free reading? Again, I'm going to be open. I'm going to be on tomorrow night, Friday night, same time. And you know what? We're just going to leave it there. You're welcome, Dee. You're welcome. I have been on since 8 and it's 11:41 now. So I'm going to chill. Do some more tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow night doing all of the things, offering all the things, and be gentle with yourself, be kind with yourself, and love on one another. Love you. Bye. There we go.